Eve Carson personified the Carolina spirit. She did it perhaps more profoundly than anyone I've known in my whole time here. She felt the very pulse and heartbeat of this university.
Excuse me?
Yeah?
Could I ask you a question for my documentary film?
Okay.
Are you okay if I record?
Yeah.
All right. The question is, do you know who Eve Carson is?
No.
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 No, I haven't.
I do not know who he is.
No.
No?
No.
No. I do not.
No.
Carson? No.
Eve Carson?
Nope.
I do not, no.
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 I do not. I don't.
No.
No, I didn't know. Who's he?
Eve Carson. I've never heard of that.
No.
I do not.
No.
Do you know who Eve Carson is?
Yes, I know who Eve Carson is. My name is Sarah Smith. I'm the Assistant Director for Civic Engagement at the Campus Y. So Eve was the student body president when I was a student here. I graduated in 2010. So I knew Eve through some social circles, as well as just being aware of her as a leader on campus. So while Eve was a student here, she was involved in two committees. The first was at the time called Freshman Camp. Since then it's been renamed to Carolina Kickoff, but she was both a camper and then became a counselor after that, and so was involved in leadership and really welcoming students into UNC and the Carolina experience, which for anyone who knew Eve, that just makes sense. And her other involvement was with a committee called Nourish International. So she was both a committee member and then was also a committee co-chair. Eve has a plaque here because of her involvement with the Campus Y. So as I mentioned earlier, her involvement with Carolina Kickoff as well as Nourish, and this was a place that Eve spent a lot of time and often met friends and found community in this space. So we really wanted to honor that and that legacy by both having the plaque inside the Y, but we also have two spaces outside of the Y. Right behind the Y, behind the Anne Queen Faculty Lounge, is a butterfly bench that's been there since her passing, and has been a space for students to reflect, as well as the memorial garden that was founded in 2010 as a space to remember Eve, to remember her legacy, and it to me makes so much sense that it's in the middle of campus, and that you can see the quad from there, you can see the Campus Y, you can see all these places that were so important to her from that space, and it's a great space for reflection. So there's actually two experiences that come to mind when I think about Eve Carson. The first would be when I was a student, I was very involved with QAB, so the Carolina Union Activities Board. And our board, I think it was my sophomore or junior year, had planned an air guitar competition. It was over here in Girard Hall, and we asked Eve if she would be a judge, and she wholeheartedly agreed, no questions asked, and came and participated, and we had so much fun. She very much played along with the competition, and I still joke with a friend of mine who had a banana as part of his act, and he actually wrote his phone number on it and threw it to her, and she caught it and just very much played along with the joke, and just feel like that was so special because it just showed that like she was a student also and enjoyed having fun and being part of the community.
Do you know who Eve Carson is?
Yes, I know who Eve Carson is. My name is Olivia Cassidy. I'm a junior Eve Carson Scholar. The Eve Carson Scholarship was created by Eve in her Student Body President campaign platform. It is to honor students at Carolina who've undergone transformative growth during their time here. The scholarship provides some great opportunities for the scholars. The first is a $5,000 summer stipend in between your junior and senior years. So over the summer, I'm having the opportunity of studying abroad in England. The scholarship also provides tuition for all of senior year, and so this is really great for scholars because it takes financial burden off of us, and it helps us really have more time to engage with the community and bring back what we learned from our summer experience, and then we implement it on campus throughout our senior year. I think it's important that UNC students know who Eve Carson is because she was such a light on campus. Eve was really ahead of her time in terms of a bunch of reasons. Diversity specific, she was an advocate for the LGBTQ community. Eve was always striving to improve campus in even the small ways. So I think it's really pertinent for students to know who Eve was so that they can learn her legacy and try to embody her just as well.
In my mind, I'm gone to Carolina.
Eve, through her time on campus, she utilized the Campus Y to promote students to get involved, promote students to take action on things that they care about. And I think that translates in today where the Campus Y is still a really glowing foundation of Carolina. And I think Eve's spirit continues through it, and we should go back and look through her work and her writing to try to see how we can implement that in the Campus Y's mission and goals today. I think just Eve's advocacy for anything in general was super powerful, so trying to harness that today in the Campus Y is super pertinent.
If I'm up and gone to Carolina in my mind, I'm gone to Carolina.